Here's Muhammad, and we see Amina, supposed mother of Muhammad and Abdullah. We already proved that's a false name. The real name of Muhammad is Abdullah, not Abdullah. And we see Abdul Muttalib, and we see here the name of Kinana. Muhammad claimed to be from Kinana. Fine, I will go with that.
Well, don't you see it's very much amazing?
Muslims, stop lying to yourselves. Stop lying to us. Your prophet cannot back up his claim.
Once again, beloved, I greet you and I welcome you to Lawson Media. My name is Watcher Steven, and this time round we are going to react on a program that was done by Rob Christian. Perhaps you were waiting for me to run a commentary on most of his programs. He's very good and he knows well Islam, he knows well Arabic, he knows well the Quran, and he's been debating a lot of Muslims. How we get to, and I think most Muslims fear debating him. Fancy they fear debating Christian Prince. Okay, Rob Christian also do not show his face. How we get to, he feigns himself, and you will always hear the audio part of his program. You never see his face. How we get to him, and he's been involved in a program with Fadi. Fadi, the ex-Muslim, he's also doing a great job. Shout out to you, Sir Fadi. You know what? We're actually going to react on this program held by Rob Christian. He's actually educating us on the family tree of Muhammad. You see, Muslims do claim always and every time that Muhammad, the lineage of Muhammad can be traced back to Ishmael. And we all have been telling you always and every time that it is never true. Muhammad or Ishmael was never Arabian. Or we get to me, Ishmael was never Arabian, Abraham was never Arabian, and Isaac was never Arabian, and all that. Or we get to me, and this actually going to prove it. Okay, let's take a quick break, and we're going to react on Rob Christian's program on this so-called family tree of Muhammad. You welcome back, beloved. May God richly bless you. Quickly, shall we go to Rob Christian? Actually, this program went on between him and Fadi. They are trying to educate us on the idea that Muslims do lie. Okay, Muhammad duplicated stuffs. Or we get to me. He had wanted to be seen in the Bible, but he's never to be traced anywhere in the Bible. There isn't an iota of information in regards to Muhammad in the Bible. And I've always been telling you that if there is anything we need to look for about Muhammad in the Bible, it would be that of Galatians chapter 1, verse number 8 and 9, where the Bible do stipulate that Muhammad is a false prophet. I hope you get to me. That's exactly what we will ascertain about Muhammad in the Bible, because specifically his name isn't mentioned, but the Bible speaks of charlatans, flim-flam men, con artists, religious imposters. I'll be get to him. And Muhammad isn't free from that. Do you understand? That's exactly what we can say about Muhammad. Quickly, shall we go to Rob Christian? Rob Christian, he's talking. Let's hear him out.
Show you. Here's, let's say, Muhammad, right? And this is basically the family tree as the Muslims have told us.
Well, beloved, that was Rob Christian for you. Okay. He's about the family tree of Muhammad. Well, let's get to him again. He's giving us proof that Muhammad never descended from Ishmael nor Abraham. Let's hear him out.
Here's Muhammad, and we see Amina, supposed mother of Muhammad and Abdullah. We already proved that's a false name. The real name of Muhammad is Abdullah, not Abdullah. And we see Abdul Muttalib, and we see here the name of Kinana. Muhammad claimed to be from Kinana. Fine, I will go with that.
Well, don't you see it's very much amazing? Okay, that is the family tree he's displaying. Okay, he's giving us an illustration, and via the illustration he's educating us on the idea that Muhammad lied. Okay, Muhammad lied. Muhammad's descendants or ancestry can never be traced to Ishmael. Okay, there is a place where the chain breaks, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Okay, he says that between Nabi Ismail and Adnan. Okay, Adnan, it is claimed, it is alleged that Adnan was also the ancestor of Muhammad. Or we get to him. So tracing Muhammad's ancestry, you will get to Adnan as well. And from Adnan to Ismail, those people, there are about 30 names missing over there. You get there are about 30 names missing over there. And this really tells us that something was fabricated. Okay, the family tree, the lineage, or the lineage tracing back to Ishmael, okay, from Muhammad, is a fabric. It was fabricated. You understand? Let's hear Rob Christian out and return.
But then, as we showed you earlier, between Adnan and Ismail, there are 30 names missing that they cannot bring up. So we have a huge broken chain.
You got it. How we get to me? He showed the broken chain. Okay, he showed the broken chain. He says between Nabi, Ismail, and Adnan, there is the missing of 30 names. A huge broken chain is missing. Well, let's get to him again. What else, Rob Christian? Well, he says, Muslims, stop lying to yourselves. Your prophet cannot back up his claim. He claimed to be of the line of Ishmael, but he cannot back up his claim with any evidence, since there is a huge chain broken between Ishmael and also Adnan. This really tells us that the so-called family tree of Muhammad tracing to Ishmael was a fabrication. Well, what else, Rob Christian?
Your prophet, as long he cannot back it up, that means he has nothing to do with Ishmael.
Well, I think it is true. And I think we've had a program over here and I explained stuff to you. Ishmael wasn't an Arabian. And the nation Arabia was prior to the birth of Ishmael. And Ishmael has had no relatives living in Arabia. Listen carefully. Ishmael's mother, Hagar, was Egyptian. He was an African. You get that? And his father, Abraham, was also, Aramean. Thus, Ishmael could never be an Arabian. How we get to me? And it is never possible that Arabians were descended from Ishmael. So this is a fabrication. It is never true. Okay? It's just about a person who was very much deliberate, okay, trying to find himself written in the Bible. But there is nothing written in the Bible in regards to Muhammad. Okay, it has nothing to do with Ishmael. Do you understand? So, according to Rob Christian, Muhammad has nothing to do with Ishmael, and it is true. Well, again, let's listen to him and return.
It's a lie, and even as we showed you in Ibn Kathir's book, Sirah Nabawiyah, the genealogists have lied about all these names. All of these names that they bring up are nothing but fabrications and lies by the earlier genealogists.
According to Rob Christian, the genealogists has lied about these names. Okay, the names given to Muhammad as his ancestries are all fabrications. They are never true. Okay, Muhammad never descended from all these people. It is never true. It's a lie. Okay, the genealogists has lied about these names. All of these names are fabrications and lies by the earlier genealogists. Well, let's hear him out again and return.
And that's extremely important, brother. And maybe we have about at least 4 to 5 more minutes to wrap this up. It's extremely important. Why? Because to say that Muhammad came from the line of Abraham is a big deal if it could be proven.
Al-Fadi also gets in And it says, if Muhammad indeed came from Abraham, it is a big deal if it could be proven. Let's hear him out and return.
And that's extremely important, brother. And maybe we have about at least 4 to 5 more minutes to wrap this up. It's extremely important. Why? Because to say that Muhammad came from the line of Abraham is a big deal if it could be proven.
Well, Al-Fadi again says, Quran is silent on it, indicating that it wasn't at least known at that time. All the sources of Islam does not support Muhammad's alleged genealogy. Even Ibn Abbas proves that 30 generations are missing from the genealogy of Muhammad. Let's hear him out and return.
But the Quran is silent on it, indicating that it wasn't at least known at that time. So it's a later insertion, as always, a later reinterpretation. But even the Quran disagrees with that. And now we look at the Sirah. Ibn Kathir, who is a big deal for any Muslim know who Ibn Kathir, or at least heard of the name Ibn Kathir. And Ibn Kathir was teaching this or writing this almost 600 years after the time of Muhammad. So meaning, even for 6 more centuries, Ibn Kathir wasn't buying it, this idea that he was actually from the line of Ishmael, or at least he's pointing to the fact that Ibn Abbas says we have 30 generations missing here. Now, we're not talking 1, we're not talking 2, and even if it is 1 basically fabricated, there goes the chain completely, because now I'm using the hadith idea. If you have 1 broken chain, the hadith now classification changes automatically as a result of this. So this idea and insisting that Muhammad came from the lineage of Abraham and inserting Ishmael in there is nothing more than a wishful thinking on the part of those who try to sell this broken record. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And even if you can take Muhammad all the way to the line of Abraham, then you have just told us that Muhammad is a Jewish person. Wow, that's amazing. I don't know how the gene that came through Ishmael became Arab, and the other gene became Jewish, basically, gene. It's amazing. Ishmael, brother. Ishmael, his mother was Egyptian, and we're not talking Egyptians like today. Back then, ancient Egyptians, and she married him to an Egyptian also. So how in the world can you tell me that Arabs came from that lineage in the first place? Not to mention that Muhammad is supposedly from that lineage.
Well, beloved, that is it. Rob Christian, when it comes to Islam, he's very good. And the Muslims do salute him on that. He knows Arabic, he speaks Arabic, and he is an apologist as well. And I think they call him an enemy of Allah and his Rasul, that is his prophet. Because he reveals every secret in regards to the Quran, and in regards to Muhammad, in regards to Allah. He's been proving several lot of stuffs to us, and we've ascertained for sure that indeed he and Christian Prince are nightmares to and for Islam. Okay, we are expecting Muslims to disprove him on this, and I'm yet to find a Muslim who is ready to debate Rob Christian and Christian Prince. Okay, I think I'm not saying that Christian Prince is superior to David Wood, Sam Shamoun, blah blah. No. But I think most Muslims do fear debating Christian Prince. And the Muslims that tried their possible best to debate Christian Prince and Rob Christian surely left Islam. You understand? There are records on that. They left Islam. This really means that the religion you are always propagating, the religion you are always screaming about, isn't real. It doesn't correspond to reality. Well, we've ascertained now that Muhammad wasn't from Ishmael. Muhammad didn't descend from Ishmael. Ishmael was never an Arabian. Okay? There is a huge broken chain between Nabi Ismail and Adnan. 30 generations, 30 different generations, or 30 individual generations has been broken away, and they are nowhere to be found. Okay, this really proves that the genealogy of Muhammad is a fabrication. He never descended from Abraham. He never descended from Ishmael. May God richly bless you. And I think you are actually going to say goodbye to Islam and you are going to cling to the truth, that is Christianity. May God bless you. Shall we meet once again? Greetings to everybody. Uncle Sam, wish you rapid farewell. Uncle Sam, that is Uncle Sam of Toronto, Canada, Ghana House, wish you rapid farewell. Mom Esther Enim, that is Samia Samoa, and Sister Fia, may God richly bless you all for helping us in sharing this program. Mr. Edu, and also Mr. Daniel Dankwash Shen of Palermo Church of Christ, Italy, and also Mr. Williams, a pastor of Palermo Church of Christ, Italy. May God richly bless you all for your generosity and also for sharing this program for us. Make sure to help us with your likes, your subscriptions, and drop your comments as well. And again, greetings to you, Nanaya Fusu, Vincent, and Affair at the comment section there. You helping a lot, and all of KNUST Campus Church, and also KSTU, and also West Coast College. May God richly bless you all for helping us in sharing this program. Bye-bye.